Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I was due in Nashville, Tennessee, and as I'm sitting out here on my little new nether wart balcony, I'm realizing I still got a lot of, tidying up I need to do around the house. You know, this house build, it's been something that's been ongoing since, I don't know, maybe my 6th or 7th episode on the server, but I kind of come to it and I come back and I fix things and I tweak them. One thing I'm realizing, is I'm walking into a cactus. Good realization. Step 1 of self-cactus extrication is the realization of cactus co-location. So, knowing that now, I'm realizing, what am I next to? Ooh! No, I threw my sword at you. No, don't you get my sword. Don't you get, okay. How is this so bad? This is not okay. Okay. Well, I've got to have food on me somewhere. Wow. Okay, so that was almost worse. Pretty bad anyway. I was gonna say I have torches on the walls near the lips of the roof parts, and I don't have them on this one. And so I want to go and remedy that. I think that'll kind of more clearly define this space as part of the living space here. And I kind of had that set up. I think I might even hew out this so it's even here. And then toss that up there. And let's see, can I centrally locate a torch in the middle here? Or is this going to be an even number? Yeah, that looks okay. That is not as terrible as I might have feared it may yet have become. So, then we'll go ahead and toss another one. Let's say right here and right here. Great. That's kind of equal distance, whatever. It's okay. The point is, this should now appear to be more clearly a part of the house as a whole, which I believe it does. It's funny how these little cues, visually, can really add to that. So, second thing I wanted to do, in terms of housekeeping, it's not really a part of my house, but it is part of housekeeping, is some of you guys commented that I forgot to put the cocoa beans, I didn't replant the cocoa beans in the last episode when I was getting the dye. And that was my mistake, I apologize. And some of you guys pointed out as well that, why was I using ender pearls to go to the cocoa bean place when I had a much faster means of transport right here? And you are completely correct. So this time, we are going to properly transport ourselves directly to the cocoa bean farm, and we are going to replant those beans. We're just going to trade this for this. Boom. Bean reattached. While I'm here, maybe I should, make this trip worthwhile by grabbing at least one more. Or this one right here. Wow, it's hard to get these when you're on a horse. Well, whatever. Okay. Good try, everybody. Good try. Let's head on home. Another thing I wanted to address as we headed back home is the new mob rule where mobs start suffocating if there's more than 25 of them in one square. Luckily for me... Oh, hey, what is this? Joe, I took a couple stacks of leather. Jevin. Thank you, Jevin. Man, it's so nice having, people be cool about things. Well, wait, you know what? Speaking of housekeeping, this is exactly the sort of stuff that gets, starts littering the server if we don't, start putting it in boxes. So we're going to go ahead and store some of that there, as well as these. Great. But this new mob suffocation rule, I think that these cattle are actually generally fairly free range compared to, a lot of farms. They might start suffocating when I turn the water on and drive them all up against the wall here, but that might mean that I could probably make this, if I just extend this pen wider, there's no reason it can't be extended wider, and then have a secondary water mechanism coming from this way. Here, let me show you what I mean. So, whoa. Okay, so this is our Killin or Cullen pen. Cullen sounds a lot nicer. It's like Glen Cullen, you know, very cordial and British. But, so the problem is when we push all the cows up against here, I don't know if there's actually 25 in a square pushed up against each other because they kind of bounce off each other a little bit. But, anyway, so we breed them, baby cattle come down here, and then, after we turn this off, we turn on this thing, which then would push the baby cattle into the Cullen area, where they can grow up and eventually be culled. Now, it seems to me like the best way around this new mob suffocation rule is, the one thing that's dangerous is the Cullen area actually does fill up pretty tight. So we might have to make the Cullen area deeper out this way, And then, but if we extend the kind of living area out here, and then have a second waterfall coming down here, I think into the newly expanded Cullen area, I think that should serve our purposes. So that's just something to keep in mind for another episode. But those new mob rules came out like yesterday. They started talking about them, so that's just kind of on my mind fresh. So let's see. If we come down here, hey, looks like Iskel's over here replenishing stuff. He's just building stuff around. Oh, no spoilers. Better not. Well, I can't look directly at whatever Iskel's working on, but if you do happen to see something in one of the previous frames, use that as an incitement to go watch his new episodes and get excited. This is an incitement for excitement. You know, this is not the best way to bring my horse into the horse area of the house. I don't really have a trail up this side. I mean, I do, but it's all the way... Technically, I have this stairwell here, which was generally good enough. But now I'm wondering if I need one that wraps that way, if I'm going to be going out there more often. I don't know. Whatever. One less thing to worry about for right now. Not something I need to be immediately concerned on. I did want to... Oh, yeah. I did want to clean up my front yard area, because when I watched Vintage Beef's first episode, where he swings by my house, he sees all this stuff out here, and he's just like, what is this? This is months of detritus. I have not... some of this stuff, like... The elytra I took, but then I didn't remove the box. I didn't even check if there was anything in that box. There's, wow. So somebody took some more leather. People like taking the leather. That's fine. The leather is for consumption. And then I've got this actual mailbox here with 2 editions of the Hermit and Herald, a bunch of false licenses, gold shop now open in brown, a sample of the finest paper. You know, just that sort of stuff. Ink shop now open. Oh, that's actually good. Bacon sample. I think this red hardened clay someone just put here. But, okay, so I'm not as worried about emptying the post box right now as I am about Scar's Tool Forge now open. 50% off coupon for any tool. See, I need to get this out of the way. Now, I can't do that with a full inventory. So we're going to hop on down here and quickly dump out some of this stuff. I've actually got these chests color-coded. You guys might not believe it. Having emptied our inventories, we can now actually come at this with, a fresh pick. Grab all this stuff. 50% off coupon for any one tool. I need to probably save that somewhere. In fact, I'm going to put that here because it's mail. Nobody can tamper with it. So, next problem. We got plenty of problems. But the next one I think is actually going to be this potion room here. Because this potion room was designed when this was my original, netherrack or netherwort farm. And apparently I'm just now missing a chunk of clay right here. Is that... Oh, that's a really gaping hole in my home that a baby zombie could run through. So, there we go. That's number one thing we're fixing. Number one thing we're fixing is that immediately. Okay. Good. Next thing, this whole room, after I pulled out the soul sand to do another project, the soul sand farm looked really terrible. New soul sand farm, as you know, is now down here, but that doesn't mean that the potion room should stay there. So what I'm kind of thinking of doing, and let's go ahead and set up some temporary chests. Well, I say temporary chests. These are going to be here for 50 episodes, but might be a good idea to set up some temporary chests right here to store some of the clay that we will inevitably recover as we start digging out this next area, as well as store some of the fence posts and gates and stuff that we might use for windows and what haves. So, ideally, I was thinking that this room would be on the same level as the little farm here. So you come out to the farm, you get the stuff, then you come back here, and you're inside the cool, potions area. Now, there's also this really neat kind of a pond underneath the netherrack here, or netherwort, and I was thinking maybe it'd be cool to somehow have the potions room open up into the pond somehow, and I haven't figured out exactly what that would look like, but it seems like there's something to be done with this space. This is an underutilized space right here. and it'd be neat to have the potions room kind of come down and be a part of it. Now, that means putting some sort of stairs after, like, maybe in theory I could put fence gates in, like, here. This is very rough, guys. And then, you know, you go in through here, and then you go down some stairs. So, of course, we've already, like, just hewn straight through the floor instead of doing this any sort of reasonable order. And so now I'm in Pumpkin Town. That's wonderful. That's precisely as I intended. Put a brown clay here and here. But, like, it seems like if I go down at this rate, then I'm going to be level with the water sooner or later. Yeah, here we are. So I have my little potion. Oh, wait, this actually solves two problems. Because this, if I put the potion area down here, that gives me a way, if I just go up those stairs, I can easily get back up to the portal area. That's actually, like, really smart. Okay, so that'll work. Let's get some more torches in here because, you know, light. So, do I want to have the stairs come down right here? I guess I kind of have to still because, like, they're almost too far, they start too far up. Like, I need to have them almost come down. This is why these are actually going to turn out to be temporary chests. I almost need to have the stairs come down one here to, like, another platform. Dang it. I need to turn off that haste beacon. That's going to be a never-ending source of pain and frustration for everyone. Okay, so if I had the stairs kind of come down here to a landing, maybe. Okay, well, as you can see, we've got the core concept of this stairwell hewn out here. And we've got this big open space, which I like the openness. One thing I don't like, well, a few things I don't like. One, we're going to cover this pumpkin up. We don't need that pumpkin exposed. That's just distracting. Two, I kind of want to have similar windows to the rest of the house where I've got these offset 2x3 kind of fence posts here. So what I think I'm going to do is take this yellow clay. Now, this is not going to give me as excellent a view all around as I might have otherwise, but this is going to feel a little bit more, I don't know, organically like the rest of the house this way. And maybe I'm going to hate this and then switch it back, but I want to at least try it first. So, this sort of setup, dang it, not that sort of setup. Where'd that go? This sort of setup here will allow me to still, like, use potions to... Where did that fence post go that I need? There it is. This will let me still put, like, buckets and water into here to grab that, but it won't actually let mobs through. So then I can just kind of close that off like this. So now I've got my little potion room down here with my offset windows. I'm kind of wondering... I think that that'll be okay. I think that looks pretty all right. Now, one thing I've done with the house and the other parts is I've had the windows be at a slightly, like a half block elevation above the floor, but because of this water here, I don't think that that's going to look quite right. Another thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to have an entrance in here, and unfortunately, the way these posts are right now, as I'm looking at this, that's not really going to fly. So if I go ahead and grab this oak fence gate here, like, where would I even put that entrance? Like, would that entrance be, like, here? Yeah, I guess it would be. So I'd just have this fence gate, well, not sideways, but, yeah. Dang it. Okay, there goes every block I've ever wanted all at once. Okay. So, the door is not super obvious, but it does exist. We'll go ahead and fix that like so. Okay, so now if I come over here, and I'm looking at it from this point of view, because this is really the most commonly viewed angle for, like, you can't really see that from any other angle. That definitely looks more intentionally like part of the house. I think I might want to add some torches or what have you inside of the undercrop in here. Like right here and right here, just to kind of like light up the inside a bit when it's nighttime, but like this will give the whole pond a little bit more of a glowing, kind of generally interesting appearance. I kind of think that I should probably put, oh, the reason that that block is red is so I know not to mine it out. I was thinking like, oh, that should be a yellow block. Let me just pull that out real quick and replace it. I knew that I was going to think that, and I made it red. That was good planning, actually. Now, one thing about having that entrance with the stairs there now is that, and I don't really go down to the mines much anymore, so I can actually just hew out this entire part here and fill this in. And then if I come up from the mines, quick swim over to here. Bada bing. Okay, great. Now we still got to actually fill this with the appropriately colored block. Probably, I shouldn't have all these hollow spaces because then I'm going to get baby zombies or something stupid spawning in there, but okay. Next problem. One last thing I wanted to do this episode. You know, I'm pretty happy with how everything else turned out, but I wanted to run and quickly get something as a gift for my new neighbor. And so I was thinking that what I will do, I had so much fun riding my little horse at No Hills earlier, I should run over to my farm and get him a horse. Now, I've actually got a pretty interesting system where I built this farm in one of the only areas on the server that actually gets lightning storms, because, like, the mesas don't actually get rain and lightning, they just get, like, darkness effects and whatnot. So, I have a ton of these skeletal horses. I've actually got a bunch of them on decoration right here, but those are not, like, the good ones. The good ones are actually still back at my farm. Dang it, Nether. Be less bright. The good horses are still back in pens at my farm where I've sorted them by speed. And so I've got some that are pretty fast but aren't necessarily very healthy or good jumpers. But they might still be of interest. Let me go check this out. I've got them all back here. This is the actual like crop portion of the farm. Farmhouse is going to go there eventually when I get to it. Got my little speed track here I built. And here are the outstanding horses. This one, I think, was the fastest one I had. Wait, that can't be right. If that's the fastest one I... Was it he couldn't jump or something? Why is he still... I feel like there was a reason that I don't actually use him. Yeah, it's because he can't jump at all. He's like the worst jumper I've ever had. But he's got a ton of health, and he's crazy fast. I don't jump into the lava with him. Yeah. Whoa. It's like jittery because he's so fast. But let's go and... leave him here, and let's get a more moderate, like this horse here should still be pretty fast, and he's a much better jumper. He doesn't have as much health, but you know what, I think he's still a good horse to bring to my new neighbor Vintage Beef. So let's run him over to the portal. Okay, there he goes. I've had some trouble with horses, like, getting hurt in the portals, so I had to expand this and rip out the back wall of this little hut, but on the whole, it works pretty well. You know what I haven't expanded or ripped out the back of? Is this exit portal, because I've only ever brought the horses as far as the nether here. I've never actually pushed them on through to my house, but we'll see how that goes. Let's be prepared, though. This might be a horse rescue emergency immediately. Well, not quite. Wow, that actually, all that glass there actually worked. Whoa. Wow, he can handle a jump pretty well, too, can't he? Okay, so we are just gonna put him, let's see, I guess in the front door here would be a good place for him. Did somebody else leave him a horse already? Dang it. This was gonna be a gift for my new neighbor, but he's already got it. Well, fine. I'm gonna put this one here. I'm going to put this little fence around him with some jungle fence gates. Jungle fence to the fence rescue. Oh yeah, horses can like jump up and escape on ledges, so let's not let him do that. Yeah, see that? That is exactly the sort of behavior that I was attempting to prevent. Okay. So, that's going to be something to avoid. Okay, great. So, then we will leave a note. Have a spare horse. Have a spare horse from @JoeHills. Yeah, I've probably named this horse Cedric Diggory if I had an extra name tag, but I don't. So we'll just leave this horse here, and... Oh, I should probably close the door. Probably when I'm on the other side of it. Okay, so if I stand here, great. So, We have given our neighbor an unnecessary horse. We've made a few practical and structural improvements to our house. I'm going to keep coming back and improving this piece by piece, kind of figuring out what I want to do with it. I still like having this whole hill, like, actually... Dang it, cacti. Dang it, additional cacti. I guess that's why I didn't say dang it, cactus in the first place. I still like having this hill actually be relatively organic with the house, like, rising up out of it here. This is not a good place to narrate from. Just side note. Okay, well, anyway. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.